Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 11 continues.
Well, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety reports August having the second highest number of deadly car crashes. Tire blowouts and excess heat are among the key factors in summer car accidents, that is. Auto shop owner and consultant Shari Pheasant has some advice to help prevent accidents and costly repairs. In her book, it is called 25 Car Care Tips for Women, and Shari is here with me this morning. Now, that book is written for women, but the tips apply to everybody.
I know men that keep it under their bed. I focused on women because women tend to avoid looking for an automotive service shop. They're uncomfortable. So I wanted to reach out and help them.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the tips that Shari has, starting with servicing your car. How many times a year?
Well, maintenance should be done 3 times a year on your shop. So that means you need to find a shop you're comfortable with. But there's 3 mistakes to avoid. The first mistake to avoid is calling them up and asking for a quote.
I do that all the time. Don't do it.
No, that doesn't tell you anything about how they service your car or take care of you. It's kind of like calling a doctor and asking them to diagnose you over the phone. Doesn't do you any good.
Okay.
Now, the second mistake to avoid is thinking that a dealer is your first and only choice. They sell cars. But if you find an independent automotive service shop like a Napa Auto Care Center or Midwest Performance Cars right here in Chicago, they want you to hang on to your car for 11 to 15 years because that's when you experience the most value from it.
Interesting.
And then the third mistake to avoid is thinking your solution is easy. If you were to miss 3 or 4 doctor appointments, things build up. Things go wrong. The same thing happens with your car. You've got steel, metal, and plastic working under extreme conditions. So you've got to take care of your car.
Okay, speaking of taking care of your car, let's talk about some of the common repair issues that people are facing. Starting, I see a tire right there.
Tire, because August. Now, you have a wreck. There's a tire blown out, but what happened first, the wreck or the tire? 90% of the time, the tire blew first and caused the wreck. So if you look at your tread depth, you take a penny and you turn Lincoln upside down. As long as it comes down to the bottom of his forehead, your tread is good. It's great. So this tire, you look at the tread and you think everything is fine until you see that this tire had an alignment problem. And so this right here can very much bust open on you.
Oh, okay. And then you want to check your fluids.
You want to check your fluids. There's 5 major fluids in your car, and you want to make sure that they're in there and they're clean. Absolutely. But you also want to make sure, have you ever had a check engine light on, Judy?
Yes.
All right. If you leave that check engine light, things melt, like your catalytic converter. And this takes your fuel through it and helps lower your emissions. So instead of looking like a caddy comb, it's going to look like this.
Okay.
That's not good for your car. But most importantly, let's talk about you. The air you breathe comes through a filter in your car.
Okay.
If that filter is dirty, then you are breathing air that comes through this.
Okay.
Now, through your engine is important, but if you take care of your car is going to take care of you.
And then what's this guy over here? This is part of your brake?
Oh, this is your brake. So there's a difference between a regular brake and a warped brake. You can see on the other side. If you ever step on your brake and your steering wheel goes like this, it's because your brake is warped and it's going to wear out lots of other parts on your car.
Okay, all very good tips. Thank you for coming in, Shari. By the way, Shari is offering a free download of your book.
I am, and you go to iamhorsepower.com/book because I want you to know that for every $1,000 that you spend in maintenance, you save $6,000 on repairs.
Look at that. Okay, we have put a link on our website for you at abc7chicago.com. Thank you for the tips.
Thank you for the time.
Okay, and after a final timeout, the newsroom visit.